Hello my bunnies, it's Tinky's Trinkets here, and today I have for you another polymer clay tutorial. Today we are going to be making the tomato head skin. Well, just the head, not the whole skin. Just because it's a little more simplistic, and I wasn't feeling well this week, so I kind of had to make something in a time crunch, so this is what I came up with, and I hope you guys like it. But it's still really good quality, and somebody said in the last Fortnite video that they really liked my art. Thank you again. I can't remember your name, but I will... I'll put it on the screen or something like that. Yeah, I'll put your YouTube tag on the screen. And it came out really, really good. I'm like extremely happy with it if it'll focus. You know how my phone is with focusing. But you will see it in the video, and I just put a bead belt on the back of it, glued it to the back. I'm out of frame, glued it to the back so you can have it on a necklace. I just haven't put it on a necklace. And since it's the end of October, I told you guys I would do something extra special. As for my Halloween costumes versus my usual dollar headbands, this time, and you get a bonus video this week. Oh, my phone's doing the lighting thing again. You get a bonus video this week of me tasting the Starbucks Witch's Brew coffee. But here is the costume. Oh, God. Oh, my. Let me just back that up. Ooh, that's all buzzing. But, yeah, this is the costume. I am a psycho. Your hands can actually go in here, and you can actually fasten it behind your back like an actual psycho. Here's the back. I custom painted this, so this did not come like this. This is what it actually is. It is a psychotic nympho, which I didn't realize it was a nympho, but I bought this costume back in 2015, so I'm sorry if you want to buy this. I don't know if they sell it anymore. I think I got it at either Party City or oh god, Spirit maybe, or Walmart. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. I know you guys probably cannot see, but I wrote the words help, I wrote the words die and hell down further on my bottom, but I'm not going to show you guys that. I also got this headband, and I don't have this on now, but for work this weekend, I also have bloody socks to go with this, and just so you guys can see, I also got creepy zombie face tattoos with some FX blood. Pretty cool, right? And yeah, that's my Halloween costume. Yeah, y'all guys like this raw footage of me fixing the camera. Anyways, that's enough talking. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. I look forward to it, and I hope you do too. And I might make more Fortnite tutorials in the future. Thanks you guys so much for watching. Happy Halloween, because by the time next time you see me, it'll be after October 31st. So happy Halloween, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye, my bunnies. Alright, so this is all the supplies you're going to need for this tutorial. Different acrylic paints, glaze, clay colors, and tools that I used. I'm usually a little sloppy about that, but I hope that helps you guys out. First, we're just going to start with about 1 inch of clay in that square shape that I just cut off the top. And I just used my long blade to cut that off, so it would be nice and pretty even. You know what I mean? The ball is about 1 inch and a little bit... It's about 1 inch in diameter, a little bit less, honestly. Then I just rolled it between the palms of my hands so that I would get it into an oval shape. After you get it into a nice smooth oval shape, just press it with the palm of your hand against your work surface flat and gently so that it'll look like this once you're done. It'll be round on the top and flat on the bottom. After you've done that, you just need to poke the holes in for the eyes, so you're going to use the dotting tool I showed at the beginning. And just boop boop 2 little dots for the eye sockets. Then for the mouth, just start on one corner of the mouth and then roll it smoothly across the other. This might take a few tries, so don't give up, okay? After we've rolled the mouth out, we need to paint the inside of it black, because it's easier than clay in this situation. Then I just used the small dotting tool to paint that black. Then let that dry before you move on, because you don't want to get messy. Next, you're going to take some green clay. And we're just going to need a very small amount, because this is just be for the leaves and stems. So I only cut off this very small, very small slither. Gotta drink something. Then I just rolled that into a ball. And then I'm just going to take this ball and cut it in half. Try to make it as evenly as possible. After you cut those in half, take one of the other balls and cut that in half as well. So you have 3 pieces, as you can see here. Then you're going to take all 3 of these pieces separately and roll them into balls as well. That way we'll have 2 balls for the leaves and 1 for the stem. First, you're going to take the larger one and roll it into a stick-like shape, like so. That way it'll be the stem. And to make it flat on the bottom, just take your cutting tool and just cut it flat on the bottom. Whether it be the long blade or the X-Acto knife, either way it works pretty much good. Then the other 2 balls, you're just going to roll them into pointed teardrop shapes. Sorry this picture's so fuzzy. I don't know why it is. And the lighting sucked on that too. And then you're just going to flatten out the teardrop shapes with either your X-Acto blade or a rolling pin. Next, I just glued. I would recommend glue or TLS, translucent liquid Sculpey, to stick it to the head. Then I just put the leaves on and angled them using a reference picture to try to get it as close to the actual tomato head skin as possible. Next, we're going to move on to the white clay for his eyes and his mouth. So we're going to start with 1 large ball, and we're going to do like we did last time and divide it into different quarters. We're going to divide that in half, and then after we divide it in half, both of these pieces, you'll cut them again, so you'll have pretty much like 4 quarters of the same whole. As you can see here, after you do that 1 by 1, roll them in the nice neat little balls like I've done here. 2 will be for the eyes, and 2 are going to be for the teeth. So we're going to start with the eyes. Just stick those little balls into the head and kind of press them flat, but press them very gently so it won't get too dirty. Next, we took the other 2 balls and rolled them into long snake shapes for the teeth. And then we need to make them nice and flat, so you just roll it out with something again. Again, just use whatever you have handy. I just like using my X-Acto blade. It just works well for me. Then I took my long blade and cut them as evenly as I could on the sides and the tops. I did cut the top and the bottoms too to make it flatter, but I just didn't show it. And then just stick them both inside the mouth and kind of like line them up to where you think they should be at. Next, we're going to go on to the brown clay, which is the last part of the clay. And again, we're going to start with a chunk. It's about maybe a ½ inch in width, and length is about 1 inch maybe. Then roll this into a ball. And again, you can guess what we're going to do. We're going to cut this in half, just like before. But we're not going to cut this too much more. I say that now. I kind of lied to y'all. We're going to have to cut it a good, decent bit. Then we're going to roll this in the balls, and then take one of the balls and cut just a small piece off. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. And then roll that into a ball. And then after you do that, since these are the eyebrows, you're going to need to cut that ball in half again. See, I lied. I wasn't trying to lie, I just unintentionally lied. Then roll this into balls. So we have 4 balls, 2 larger ones and 2 really small ones. The 2 larger ones we're going to start with first, so roll these into thin teardrop shapes just like this. These were actually a little bit too big, so I redid them. This is what they look like at first, but I redid them and made them a little bit smaller because they were too big for the tomato's face. Make sure everything's proportional pretty much. Then I just poked them, stuck them on. You can use TLS or some kind of glue, but this time I just kind of pressed them on. Then use a dotting tool or your X-Acto blade to make the indentations of the mustache hairs, just to give it a little more dimension, you know what I mean? Now we're going to go on to the last 2 pieces for the eyebrows. All you're going to do is roll these into very, very small teardrop shapes, very thin as well. And then just kind of place them on the tomato head just like how the reference photo looks. After you do that, it's time to clean off the whole piece. So get your rubbing alcohol out and your cotton swabs out. And this didn't really take a lot to clean, but, get more than you need. It only took me 4 to clean it. Don't clean from the red to the white. You will get red all over the white and ruin everything. Just a word of advice. Next, we're going to go on to the black and white paints. Well, I forgot to say bake it. First you bake it, then you paint it. So paint the eyes, the irises, I believe, or the pupils. I never remember this, and I should look it up, but I never do. Then you're going to take the white to paint the little glimmer in the eyes. So I just did 2 dots on the top and 2 larger dots on the bottom. And after that, you're just going to go ahead and glaze it. And after that, you're done with the whole piece except for gluing on the bead bell. And once you glaze it, it'll look like this. Make sure you let it cure completely before you try to glue the bead belt on, or you'll have a hot mess. Now to glue the bead belt on, I use E6000 because to me, I feel like it's the strongest glue for ceramics, but you can use whatever you're comfortable with. And make sure you glaze the back as well. And then you're done, and this is the completed piece, and I just put a couple of different angles in here for you guys to see. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I may be doing more Fortnite tutorials in the future too, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching. Again, happy Halloween, and bye-bye, my bunnies.